Hey guys, Miss J's here, back with another video. Today we are making a pumpkin spice cake bar, and we are using our ingredients here, starting off with a 4.5 cups of Bisquick mix. We're going to use 1 can of 100% pumpkin. Then we're going to use a box of Jello pudding. I am doubling this recipe, except with the Jello pudding I am only going to use 1 box. And then I have my sugars here. I am using about a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 3/4 cup of regular sugar. I know it's kind of lopsided, don't really look like it. But then we have our eggs here, and I am going to use about 5 of these, using 5 in order to give the cake a little elevation. And in this bowl I have my spices, and they are all 1 teaspoon, and we're using clove, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, pumpkin spice, and ginger. I believe that's it. So we're going to put all of those in with our dry ingredients. We got our bowl here. We're going to get ready to get started. And we're going to start off first. We're going to get ready to, oh, I forgot an ingredient. So I'm going to get some butter. I am using salted butter, but you all can use whatever butter you choose to use. If you want to use salted or unsalted, it's up to you in this recipe. But yes, we are in the fall season, so we are starting with the fall desserts, and this is one of the ones we're going to make. I will be posting some other fall desserts throughout the next coming weeks, probably through the end of October, maybe, getting ready for Thanksgiving. But anyway, we have our 1 cup of butter here, or sorry, our 1/2 cup of butter here, and actually it should be 1 cup because I am doubling this recipe. So in a minute you will see that I will add another 1/2 cup of butter. But we have our butter here, and then we're going to go ahead and add in our pumpkin spice, or pumpkin, 100% pumpkin. I'm just cleaning out the whole container, making sure I get all the pumpkin out. If you guys have any pumpkin recipes that you love to make during the fall season, please list it in the comments section. Let us know what your favorite fall dessert is, or it doesn't have to be a fall dessert. It could be something that you use pumpkin for, maybe something else. As you can see in the corner, I'm getting my butter ready. I have my other 1/2 cup of butter. And so in the bowl now we have a whole cup of butter, melted butter, and a whole can of our 100% pumpkin. And I'm just going to combine that together. And then we're going to go ahead and go in with our eggs, one at a time. I'm going to put them all in here and stir. If you wanted to, you could actually put them in one at a time and then stir that way. But I am just going to go ahead and put everything in the bowl. So this is an easy recipe, as we just dump everything in the bowl and stir. So there are our sugars, our brown sugars, and our granulated sugar. We're going to stir that up a little bit. You can mix it up real well here if that's what you want to do, which is probably best before we add in our flour. Again, I am using Bisquick mix for my flour. Of course, Bisquick mix has all of the leavening agents in it, so we're going to use that. Here we're putting in our 1 pack of pudding, vanilla pudding. And I'm using the vanilla pudding to add to the moisture and also to give me that soft consistency. Okay, so we're going to mix in the vanilla pudding really well, and then we're going to dump in our Bisquick. We're going to use half of it here just so we can put our ingredients of spices on top. You could put the spices in your mix before adding it to our wet batter, but I just decided to do it this way. Really wasn't a technique or anything. I just put the Bisquick mix in and then decided to put the spices in, and then which is why we just put the rest of our Bisquick mix in, and we're just going to stir everything up, get it all acclimated. Is that a word? Acclimated. We're going to get it all stirred up here. Yes, we are. You could use a blender with this if you don't want to put in all of that arm work, and use a blender to get everything mixed up really well. I just wasn't trying to pull out all the heavy equipment, so I just did everything by hand. Yes, it is easier probably with the mixer, but to each his own, Y'all do what y'all feel is best for you, but you can use a mixer. So we're just going to get everything mixed in. Want it to look like that when we're done. We're going to clean up a little bit, get the stuff out of the way so we can get our pan prepared. I am going to use a flat pan with about maybe, an inch and a half side to it. So what most people would call your jelly roll pan. Oh, here I forgot to put in my vanilla. So I'm adding in my vanilla. I'm just eyeballing it. Of course, y'all know I always eyeball my vanilla, but it was probably about, I'm going to say about a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon if you so choose. As you can see, we have our pan here ready to go. We've greased and floured it. Just so you know, I actually use Bisquick mix to flour this pan. So that way it'll cook into our batter. So if you want to do that, you can. If you don't, you can go ahead and use flour. And so we're just going to get all of our mixture as much as possible here in the pan and begin to spread it out. We want to spread it out throughout the whole pan so it'll reach the four corners. And you may have to jiggle and shake it in there to get it in. So we're just going to move it around until we can evenly distribute it. We're going to get the rest of our mixture here. Get it all out of our bowl. We're leaving nothing behind. So I'm just trying to put it in the areas where I feel like I'm short at, so I don't have to stretch my mixture all across the pan. And then we're just going to finish up getting it evenly distributed throughout the whole pan. And get it as flat as possible. Okay, so you want to make sure it looks like that. So here we're just making up a quick little cream cheese mixture for our icing. We're using powdered sugar. I mixed powdered sugar with my cream cheese. At this point, I am actually out of butter. And so I am going to use margarine. And let me tell you now, do not use margarine if you want a fluffy cream cheese mixture. You see I added in my vanilla there, but the margarine does not give you the fluff from the butter that you need for this to be a nice thick icing. It will be thin, and it will spread liquidy. It will spread. It will not be a thick consistency. It will not be stiff. It will be runny. So that's not exactly what I wanted for this, but that's what we got. Nevertheless, the icing was delish anyway, but we did use it in a more thinner, runnier form. So our cake is out of the oven. As you can see, it is looking nice and pumpkiny. Good consistency, good thickness. Well done. So we're just going to put our icing on the top. Just going to go ahead and just spread it. See how it's a little runny? It is not thick at all. It's not runny. It's not water runny. As you can see there, we are still able to move it around as an icing. It's just runnier icing than the thick cream cheese icing that you normally get. But anyway, we are going to spread it evenly over our cake. And I did use as much as I possibly could. It did not run down the sides in the pan. It did, kind of stay somewhat thick enough to stay still where it is. As you can see, it'll move a little bit. It'll run a little bit, but the thickness of the cake in the pan kept it on top. So we're just going to continue to put it to the ends. Make sure we have full coverage on all of our cake so that we don't have any dry spots, even though the cake was moist and delicious. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have not done so already, please go and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Again, leave us a comment of your favorite pumpkin dish, whether it be dessert or even a savory dish. We are just cutting the pumpkin spice cake here just so you guys can get a good look at it. And we want to thank you again for watching. We really appreciate the support. Ask that you continue to support us by sharing this video with your family and your friends. Give us thumbs up so that we can continue to build our brand and give you more content. As you can see, that nice pumpkin-y look is going on. Got the nice square going on. See, the coverage of the icing is very well distributed and it's not running all over the place. We're going to take a little bite here, and we really appreciate you guys for watching. Just showing you our cake here, that's all of it. Again, we are going to take a bite here and let you see how moist it is and what it looks like close up. So if you decide to use Bisquick mix, please do, and know that it will turn out great if you do not have a cake mix. Okay, so again, we thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.